Hi everyone, Bernard here on behalf of MovieGameNostalgia.com. Please forgive me today, a bit of a sore throat, so I'll make this brief. Anyway, this is a movie special. Thanks for joining me for this day. Thanks for spending the time. Please push the bell notifications if you enjoy this. Thumbs up's always great, please. Only takes you a second while you're watching this, even if you only watch a couple of minutes. Just please, thumbs up, push your subscribe button. We know these little specials are coming out, and it's a movie review special today. It's an interesting one. I've seen quite a lot on this before I eventually got around to watching it. An interesting film. It's a debut film for the director, Queen and Slim. Obviously, people have been comparing it to stuff like, Bonnie and Clyde and Natural Born Killers and stuff like this. So, certainly an interesting thing. I mean, it's tell you a little bit about it. It's 2 hours 12 minutes, so it's quite long. 15 rating. And it's classed as a romantic crime drama. Yeah, there's romance in it, I suppose, if you want to call it romance. Directed by Melina Matsoukas. And this is her first feature directorial debut. And she's only previously directed music videos and TV episodes. So all credit to her for a debut try. And written by Lena Waithe and from a story by James Frey and Lena Waithe. So the film stars Daniel Kaluuya, Jodie Turner-Smith, Bokeem Woodbine, Chloe Sevigny, Flea, Sturgill Simpson, and India Moore. And the plot follows basically a very simple plot. 2 African Americans who go on the run after killing a police officer during a traffic stop gone wrong. Yeah, it all happens in the first 10 or 15 minutes. A really good start to the film. Is it any good? Well, obviously, it's only just recently started in the UK and around the world. It has been out in America for a few weeks now. It did cost $20 million to make, which isn't small fry, and it's so far claimed back $47 million. So it's doing okay, and that's mainly the fact of people like the critics, like Rotten Tomatoes. It's got an approval rating of 83%. That's 83%. That's based on 180 reviews, and has an average rating of 7.44 out of 10, which is really good. And the site's critics' consensus reads: stylish, provocative, and powerful. Queen and Slim tells a gripping fugitive story steeped in timely, thoughtful subtext. Metacritic, the Metascore ratings, the Metacritic ratings, another review aggregator, obviously, assigned the film a weighted average of 7.4 out of 10. So again, very similar, very good, based on 43 critics. And the critics rate it anyway. The lowest is only 6 out of 10, which is pretty good, to 9.1 out of 10. One of the lower scores, Hollywood Reporter's Sherry Linden gave it 6 out of 10. They did say a less muddled, less self-conscious Queen and Slim could have been an indelible waking dream. Instead, it's hit and miss, but Waithe and Matsoukas are onto something. And it's the undercurrents rather than, rather than the filmmaker's more obvious exertions that hit the mark. And the Rap's Todd Gilchrist gave it 8.8 out of 10, one of the highest scores. Queen and Slim is convincingly and unapologetically multidimensional in its portrayal of its characters. As our perception of them shifts from one scene to the next, we realise they're not ciphers or communities, cultures, arguments, or belief systems, but individuals wrestling with who they are and how they present themselves in the world. Yeah, and Joe Public, I mean, the people who've been to watch this, again, quite positive. It's getting an overall rating of 7 out of 10 on Internet Movie Database. Comments such as the mixed comments here: needs a better edit, 4 out of 10. Way too long and mushy, 6 out of 10. Big middle finger to Waithe and Frey for writing a piss-poor story. Part of my language, that's the review. 2 out of 10. Too predictable, 3 out of 10. She must have been a terrible lawyer, 2 out of 10. A modern but very slow and implausible Bonnie and Clyde, 4 out of 10. And a solid film, 8 out of 10. So a lot of negativity there, but obviously the overall rating 7 out of 10. But obviously with people who bothered to actually write a review, obviously it's a bit more on the negative side. Well, I've watched this, my little movie game nostalgia review that I've done for this, sort of quoting from that now, what little notes I've made about the film. And I went on to say, about 15 minutes in, I was wondering how they were going to make this movie last over 2 hours. They did this, but it did lead to some of the flow of the movie being painfully slow. Possibly enough for 40 minutes or so or less. Yeah, an hour and 40 minutes would have been fine for me. There was too much unnecessary filler. It's obviously trying to create atmosphere, etc. But again, a lot of it was just wasteful filler, in my opinion. There's lots of characters thrown into the plot, but not many stayed in it or appeared long enough to be of any real interest. As for the 2 main characters, I warmed to Daniel Kaluuya, who's obviously starred in such things as Get Out and Black Panther. as Slim, but to be honest, his co-lead, Jodie Turner-Smith, left me a little cold. Yeah, she didn't impress me at all. And their growing relationship didn't quite sit right with me. And I thought the chemistry between the two was quite weak during the film, even though obviously, as you'd expect, they do get closer. It does start off as a first date, so it's one hell of a first date, isn't it? I mean, you know, the first dates program that's on TV now, I mean, that would be one hell of a first date. There's too much nonsense and odd decisions from the couple, despite the serious situation they find themselves in. Yeah, I found it very unbelievable how they react to certain circumstances. Apart from one or two moments in the film, it really lacked any real build-up of tension or jeopardy throughout its long runtime. Yeah, I thought that. Obviously, the first 15 minutes are very good. They did build, but it did sort of lack any atmosphere or jeopardy throughout the film. Even the climax was an anticlimax, and I think I'll just go back and watch Thelma and Louise or Bonnie and Clyde or even Natural Born Killers, which are slightly different sort of films. A film I really look forward to. I went on to finish. A film I really look forward to and promised to be okay early on. But overall, I was a little disappointed in. Yeah, so I have given it my watchable rating. I'm not going to put people off watching it. My good lady started to watch it last night, and I've said to her it is a little bit slow, but it's worth, if you want to go back and watch it again. It's worth going back and watching it. But it is a bit long. It is just over 2 hours. 5 minutes before the credits came on, and at the end, as I said, the ending is an ending, which is what we want from these films. I like an ending to a film, but it was a bit too long for me, and it was still full of too many unnecessary things. Lots of characters, but again, they didn't really add anything to the story. There was one or two, obviously, that again, the chemistry just didn't seem right. It just seemed a bit half-hearted and a bit not as clear. You know, even relationships didn't sort of build as they should. Even obviously the two protagonists, the main characters in this, as you'd expect under the circumstances, do grow to depend on each other and stick by each other. But no, I was a little bit disappointed. So I'd give Queenie, is it Queenie and Slim? Yeah, Queen and Slim. Queenie. I don't know why I want to call it Queenie. Yeah, I'll give Queen and Slim a rating of 6 out of 10. So it is watchable in my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments anyway. If you agree with me, if you get to watch this or you're interested in watching this. But to say critically, very well liked. Even the public like it, but those that can be bothered to write a comment weren't very happy with it. And a bit similar to me, I think I echo some of the sentiment that they shown in the thing. And it could have been better by being a shorter film, in my opinion. And obviously, perhaps I have a little bit of a different view of this film based in the UK as in America, where obviously the political side of these things is obviously coming out. But it's a directorial debut, isn't it? So all credit to, you know, it's not a bad attempt for a directorial debut. It'll be interesting to see how she progresses after this. Anyway, thanks for watching today. Please follow me on Twitter, all the movie news, etc. on there at nostalgia_movie, and on Facebook at Burns and Email links to moviegamenostalgia.com, my site for old rare DVDs, posters, and there's any board games. There's sort of board games hidden over there, you can't quite see them, and board games. Please have a footfall's important, as you know, with Google, etc. So if you can just even have a look on there, or just go through, the links are below. That'd be great. Just spend a couple of minutes, have a quick look, or even a few seconds at least. I'll get the footfall, which is all important in this day and age, this day and technical age. So please have a look on there and join me for other things, other poster specials, other movie specials that I'll be doing over the next few weeks. As I'll carry on doing them, and hopefully you make them a bit entertaining as well. There are information ones, more information, but there are fun ones like my poster movie battles, which can be a little bit more fun. Anyway, thanks for watching today. Please, whatever you're going to do the rest of the day, have a great one. Look after yourself, look after your friends, and more importantly, look after your family. And hopefully you join me again very soon. And thanks for joining me today for this few minutes. Thanks very much for watching. It's Bernard saying goodbye for now.